The Bank of Korea has launched a trial of its project to eliminate coins. Learn more about the central bank's ambitious plan to make Korea a coinless society. China's retaliatory measures against the THAAD deployment are hurting Korean companies, but some sectors remain strong. Take a look at how businesses turned the crisis into an opportunity. Comic book cafes of the 80s and 90s are making a nostalgic comeback as a trendy cultural space. Find out how a place full of well-thumbed comics caters to younger generations. The latest fashion trend in Korea is Hanbok, or traditional Korean dress. Young Koreans posing for selfies wearing colorful Hanbok is now a common sight. Learn how Hanbok is gaining a foothold in contemporary fashion. With the growing use of credit cards and the rise of fintech, fewer people are using coins. We take a look at Korea's audacious plan to go completely coinless. A woman picks up a drink and a lunchbox at a convenience store in Seoul. The total comes to 6,700 Korean won, and she hands the clerk 7,000 won. She needs to receive 301 coins as change, but instead, she saves the change in her transit card account. This is part of the Bank of Korea's trial project that began earlier this month to make Korea a coinless society.
동전은 갖고 다니기 불편했는데 거스름돈을 티머니에 충전해 주시니까 되게 좋은 것 같아요.
In addition to using change to top up prepaid cards, the project will also encourage transferring it to a bank account. What is behind the central bank's move to eliminate coins altogether?
동전의 활용을 좀 더 줄이고, 그다음에 제조 비용도 좀 절감하고, 그리고 이런 새로운 전자결제 기술을 가지고 동전 현금 거래 때 발생되는 여러 가지 불편 사항들을 해소하는 게 목적이거든요.
Amid a continued decline in the use of coins, only 10% of coins issued return to banks. If 100 coins are produced, only 10 of them are in circulation, with the remaining 90 being put away. This has increased the average annual cost of minting coins to more than $44 million. Some European countries such as Sweden, Belgium, and Denmark already started working towards a cashless society several years ago. Sweden, which is leading the race, plans to be totally cashless by 2030. Korea has just taken its first step towards a coinless economy. But how are these efforts being received by the public? In a 2016 survey by the Bank of Korea, 50.7% of respondents said they supported the concept of a coinless society, while 23.7% were against it. When asked about the preferred method of payment, an overwhelming percent of the respondents chose credit card over cash. Easy payment solutions have also become widely available, which explains why many consider going coinless as a positive development.
젊은 사람들은 신용카드나 체크카드를 많이 사용하니까 동전 없는 사회가 오면 편리할 것 같아요.
However, some remain skeptical. Critics say a coinless economy will pose a hassle for those who are not familiar with payment methods other than cash, or small businesses with no access to electronic financial systems.
전자화폐로 인해서 또한 사이버 범죄가 많이 발생할 수 있는 가능성이 있고요. 그로 인해서 또 하나는 개인정보의 유출도 과거보다는 더 많이 발생할 여지가 있다. 지급수단이 이렇게 첨단화되면서 소외계층이 발생할 수 있는데요. 이 소외계층은 불편함을 느낄 수도 있고 또한 보이지 않는 비용을 지급할 수 있다는 점에서 이러한 부분에 문제점이 있다고 볼 수 있겠습니다.
Dwindling cash transactions have led to a decrease in revenues in coin and note production by the Korea Minting, Security Printing, and ID Card Operating Corporation. A decade ago, currency production accounted for nearly 60% of the corporation's annual revenues, or $169 million. How will a coinless society affect the agency?
지난해 그 집회와 동전의 매출 비중은 저희 조폐공사 전체 중에 한 30% 정도고요. 한 10년 전인 2006년에 한 60% 정도가 됐었는데 그 절반 수준으로 지금 떨어져 있는데 최근 한 5년 평균도 한 30% 수준입니다. 한국은행의 동전 없는 사회 도입 발표로 인해서 앞으로 화폐 매출 비중도 계속 감소할 것으로 전망되고 있습니다. 네.
The Bank of Korea has announced that Korea will become a truly coinless society by 2020. However, many challenges still exist, including the strengthening of security systems to prevent hacking of personal data or financial frauds. Above anything else, the Coinless project requires collective efforts and consensus among relevant ministries and citizens so that its benefits are fully understood by all potential users.
시작은 한국은행 중심으로 이루어졌다 하더라도 범국민적으로, 범정부적으로 정착되게끔 어떤 그 지속적인 노력과 어떤 빠른 어떤 그러한 그 제도적인 개선이 있어야만이 어떤 필요 이상의 혼란이라든지 이런 것들을 방지할 수 있고 또한 그 아주 제대로 된 어떤 제도의 정착이 될 수 있다 이렇게 보는 것이죠.
There are two sides of a coin to a coinless society. Korea's ambitious plan to go coinless has generated a mix of expectations and concerns. We'll wait and see what fruit it bears.
Seoul-Beijing relations are at a new low in the wake of Korea's decision to deploy the THAAD missile defense system. Meanwhile, China has taken a string of retaliatory measures against Korea. How is the Korean economy faring under current conditions? We take a look at how the country is countering the THAAD fallout. Anti-Korean sentiment in China is hurting Korean companies' bottom line. Last month, Hyundai Motor and Kia Motors car sales in China plummeted by 52% from the same period last year. The retail sector is also in high alert, including Lotte, which signed a land swap agreement for the THAAD site. The THAAD feud is also taking a toll in the country's tourism industry, which heavily depends on Chinese travelers. In March, the number of Chinese tourists visiting Korea fell by 40%. However, some sectors are still going strong despite the current circumstances. This is Nami Island in Chuncheon, Gangwon-do Province. The place has become a must-visit destination for Hallyu or Korean Wave fans after being used as a location for popular Korean TV series. Now, a month after China banned group tours to Korea, the island has been a dramatic decrease in Chinese tourists. During January and February of this year, about 35,000 Chinese tourists visited Nami Island, down 29% from the same period a year earlier. However, visits by tourists from 6 Southeast Asian countries rose by 19%. The loss of Chinese tourists is being offset by Southeast Asian tourists. A mix of beautiful scenery, delicious foods, and exciting activities fascinates foreign travelers. At least here, the travel business is thriving.
중국인 관광객들이 감소하고 있는 추세지만 동남아 쪽에서 많이 방문하고 계셔서 전체 외국인 입장객 수는 20-30% 정도 증가하였습니다.
But how was this possible? Banners and guidebooks written in different languages and flags of all nations welcome visitors from different countries. In line with a growing number of Hallyu tourists by Muslim countries, the island also provides Muslim-friendly facilities, including a calm, clean area for prayers and washing stations. There is also a Halal-certified restaurant which only offers meat slaughtered and food prepared according to Islamic law. The restaurant caters to the dietary requirements of Muslim visitors.
Nami Island has a few choices for us, for Muslim food and also facilities like Muslim prayer room. So it's good, convenient to visit Nami Island.
Because we are Muslims, so it is very convenient for us so that we can perform our prayer in here and we can eat halal food easily.
Nami Island started to unveil services tailored to visitors from different countries several years ago. Thanks to these preparations, it was able to stay immune to the recent THAAD crisis.
너무 그동안 중국 관광객에 일방적으로 의존하다시피 해왔다고 보면 좀 더 이제 그 관광객들이 여러 나라에서 이제 들어올 수 있도록 또 적극적으로 홍보도 하고 멀리는 또 동남아뿐 아니라 유럽과 중남미까지 넓히는 방안으로 우리가 좀 더 적극적으로 시장을 개척할 필요가 있다고 봅니다.
The travel business in Jeju-do Island used to have a high dependence on Chinese tourists. In March, the number of foreign tourists visiting Jeju-do Island numbered 3,671 a day, down 52% from last year. But contrary to some concerns, the island is faring well. It saw a 10% increase in domestic travelers from January to March. Airlines have also joined forces, expanding flights from Japan and Southeast Asian countries. The export sector is doing well too. In March, Korea's semiconductor, material and component exports to China grew by 12% to $11.6 billion from last year. The impact of China's retaliatory measures seems limited, but why?
중간재 수출이라는 것은 중국이 그러니까는 핸드폰을 갖다가 만든다든가 여러 가지 그 자기네가 뭐 기계류든 뭐든 그 완제품을 만들 때 우리나라 제품을 써야 되거든요. 특히 반도체 같은 것이 이제 중요한 아이템인데 그런 관계로 전반적인 그 제조업에 있어서는 아직까지는 중국이 우리를 필요로 하고 있다.
Korea and China's industries for consumers' goods, intermediate goods and services are closely intertwined. Experts argue retaliatory actions without any room for dialogue can damage both economies alike.
여러 가지 보복 조치가 들어오면 우리도 거기에 맞대응할 수 있는 조치들이 있다는 걸 과감하게 얘기해야 되고 또 다른 보복을 당하고 있었던 혹은 보복을 당한 경험이 있는 국가들과 연대해서 규탄하는 그런 여러 가지 성명이나 그런 입장을 표명할 필요도 있습니다. 동시에 더 중요한 것은 중국의 지도자들과 아주 깊이 대화하고 소통하면서 이거를 어떻게든지 서로 상호가 이익에 배치되지 않도록 해나갈 방법을 서로 같이 찾아가자. 이런 것들이 지속적으로 그러한 노력들이 선행되어야 될 것으로 봅니다.
Faced with China's full-fledged retaliation, Korea is turning to different options to minimize the damage. However, what's more critical is both sides working to restore the economic partnership for the mutual benefit.
Often, businesses make a comeback and rise to their former glory after years of obscurity. Among them is a comic book cafe known as Manapang in Korea, where people can read comic books. What can explain the unexpected revival of comic book cafes as a trendy cultural space? A dark basement with bookshelves full of comics, the musty smell of paper, a cramped sofa, and instant foods. This is what a typical comic book cafe looked like in the 80s and 90s. Despite their popularity, these cafes were often accused of being lowbrow entertainment.
많이 다녔죠. 몰래 다니고 그랬지 뭐 부모님들 몰래. 돈이 또 그렇게 많지가 않으니까 자주는 못 다니고 이제 시간 날 때마다 이제 틈날 때마다 다녔다고 보면 되죠.
The number of comic book cafes, which hit over 11,000 in 1998, plummeted in recent years due to the spread of internet cafes and norebang, or singing rooms, and the immense popularity of webcomics. Now, in this hip neighborhood in Seoul, comic book cafes are making a nostalgic comeback. We visited one of them located in a university town. Unlike in the past, the cafe sits on the 5th floor instead of a basement. The large, spacious interiors are lined with bookshelves. There are table seats as well as independent, tucked-away spaces where people can lie or sit down and read.
여기 일주일에 한두 번 정도 와서 한 번 왔을 때 2-3시간? 더 오래 있을 때 주말에는 5시간도 있고 그래요.
Given the sheer size of the collection, a computer database is used to search for books, just like in the library. In the past, comic book cafes mostly offered instant foods, including ramen noodles and coffee. But now, there is a wide selection of snacks. From espresso, pizzas, panini sandwiches, salads to tteokbokki rice cakes. Every dish is freshly cooked after order, with no microwave cooking.
시켜 먹고 잠도 자고 쉬었다 놀다 가는 거예요. 저도 이제 예전에 학창 시절에는 뭐 만화방도 다 이용을 해보고 밤새 뭐 이제 같이 거기서 이제 잠도 자보고 뭐 이런 그런 세대거든요. 근데 그때하고는 많이 다르죠. 이제 규모 자체도 일단 더 커졌고 쾌적하잖아요.
How is this place being received by young generations who didn't experience the 만화방 culture of the 80s and 90s?
워낙에 만화를 좋아해서 그냥 여자친구하고 취미 같은 것도 공유할 수 있고 그런 식으로 계기로 좀 찾아다니다 보니까 만화방이 제일 일단 분위기도 아늑하고 편안하니까 부담 없이 즐길 수 있는 것 같습니다.
Visitors pay $3 per hour, or about $20 for the whole day. Thanks to the affordable price scheme, most of them choose to stay for several hours. Comic book cafes have transformed into an easily accessible cultural space for individuals who wish to spend time by themselves.
책으로 둘러싸인 곳에 들어가서 이제 책을 읽고 나오는 개념이었다고 한다면 지금은 레저의 하나로 자리를 잡은 거죠. 근데 여기에는 공간이 주는 힘이 있습니다. 일단 집 밖을 나와서 무언가를 하는데 어디든 가면 돈이 들거든요. 그런데 고정된 비용에 생각보다 쾌적한 공간에서 오래 머무를 수 있다는 것은 소비자들한테 굉장히 큰 메리트예요.
While comic book cafes are growing in numbers, especially in downtown areas, some of them have interesting and unique concepts. This one, for example, is a camp-themed cafe featuring camping chairs, hammocks, and tents.
되게 해먹에서 보니까 특이하고 이렇게 앉아있으니까 재밌고 좋아요.
Visitors can indulge in reading, any camping experience in the heart of the city.
휴식 공간으로서의 가장 좋은 분위기를 만들기 위해서 텐트 안에서 주무시거나 책을 보면서 정말 편안하게 자기 집처럼 볼 수 있는 힐링도 할 수 있는 이런 공간을 만드는 게 제 가장 큰 목표였고요.
In between books, they can also use massage machines to relieve stress, or even a foot spa machine.
만화책 보러 왔는데 조격하고 마사지 기계도 이용할 수 있다고 해서 이용해봤는데 피로도 많이 풀리고 그래서 뭐 시간 날 때마다 이용하고 있어요.
While much has changed, one thing remains the same: well-thumbed comics.
그래도 종이로 된 만화책을 보는 게 좀 더 실감 난다고 해야 되나? 한 장 한 장 책장을 넘기는 재미가 있어서 넘어갈 때 타락하는 그 소리가 그 만화책 읽는 그런 분위기와 함께 어우러져서 더 재밌어지는 것 같아요, 책이.
Experts say the current comic cafe boom is the result of the analog delight of comics and space marketing. They predict these cafes will continue to evolve, taking on new forms.
만화책이 들어오든 아니면 소설책이 들어오든 아니면 뭐 노래방이 들어오든 잘 꾸며진 공간에 어떤 컨텐츠가 융복합되느냐의 문제인 것 같아요. 집에만 있는 것이 답답할 때 나가는데 그런데 섞이고는 싶은데 나만의 공간도 필요해. 이런 이 따로 또 가치에 대한 감성이 상당히 크기 때문에 당분간은 이런 흐름이 계속되지 않을까 그렇게 전망합니다.
Comic book cafes are enjoying renewed attention from comic fans, providing them with a cozy and private retreat from the fast pace of city living.
Traditional Korean dress or hanbok is trending on the streets of Seoul. Once formal wear on special occasions is now finding favor among young Koreans, we take a look at how hanbok is gaining a foothold in contemporary fashion. Seoul, the capital of Joseon Dynasty, is home to 4 royal palaces, including Gyeongbokgung and Changgyeonggung Palace, and a host of antique houses. Walking past these traditional spots are young Koreans wearing the hanbok costume.
너무 예쁘고 한복 완전 오랜만에 입어보는 건데 좋아요.
Since 2013, the Grand Palaces in Seoul, Jongmyo, or the Royal Shrine and Royal Tombs of Joseon Dynasty have been offering free admission to hanbok wearers. Now, strolling down quaint streets in the traditional attire has become the hottest trend.
우리나라 고궁을 방문하기도 하고 한복이 고궁하고 제일 잘 어울리니까 좀 멋진 사진 찍으려고 한복 입고 왔어요.
굉장히 편하고 현대 옷보다 훨씬 좋고 아름다움도 좋은 것 같습니다. 예쁜 것 같아요. 매우 아름다운 것 같습니다.
People try on the long-sleeve top called chogori with a matching chima or a long skirt. Hanbok trial is also one of the most popular activities for foreign tourists. Young Koreans walking around downtown dressed up in a classic costume is more than enough to pique their interest.
I really like the colorfulness of it. I was like wearing the kimono in Japan, and it's really like you cannot move, so it's really good to wear it now.
Hanbok was long considered formal wear reserved for traditional holidays and special occasions such as weddings, but this view is now changing.
한복 입는 것을 놀이로 즐기고 있는 거죠. 저희가 주목해야 될 그런 문화 현상이라고 보고요. 이건 이제 이전에 우리가 사실은 말로는 아름다운 우리 옷이라고 하지만 실제로 입지 않는 말로만 칭송하는 위로부터의 그런 문화와는 확실히 다른 그 아래로부터의 문화입니다. 이 부분은 저희 굉장히 그 의미 있는 거라고 봐야 할 것 같습니다.
Hanbok rental stores near Gyeongbokgung Palace are always crowded with young Koreans and foreign travelers on weekends. Customers can choose from hundreds of colorful pieces as well as accessories. After trying on different designs, more than 90% of customers choose modern versions of the hanbok over traditional styles.
전통 한복은 단순하게 보시면 명절에 많이 입는 한복을 생각을 하시면 되시고, 테마 한복 같은 경우에는 요즘 젊은 친구들이 좋아할 수 있게 허리끈이라던가 이런 게 다 있어요. 그래서 오히려 이제 한복이면 부해 보인다고 많이 그러시는데, 허리끈 같은 게 있어서 굉장히 날씬해 보이고 또 굉장히 화려한 한복들이 테마 한복이라 보시면 될 것 같아요.
Despite concerns that modern hanbok takes away the Korean tradition, tighter designs, embroidery and gold foil make traditional dress more accessible to modern-day people and find its place in contemporary fashion.
물론 민속 의상으로서의 한복은 그건 나름대로 저희가 보존하고 연구해야 되지만 한복이 생활화되기 위해서는 반드시 현대 패션이 돼야 되고요. 그 가능성을 요즘 젊은 사람들이 보여주고 있지 않나 이렇게 생각합니다.
Driven by the recent craze, hanbok purchases by women in their 20s and 30s have been a steady rise. This has led to the growth of the total hanbok market, with hanbok purchases by women soaring by 80% from 2013 to 2016. Located in the trendy neighborhood of Sinchon, this hanbok brand began expanding its stores nationwide from 2012 and has seen significant growth in recent years.
한복이 항상 전통 한복이 드레스화 돼 있잖아요. 그거를 이제 생활 속에서 끌어내다 보니까 제일 중요한 건 대중에게 잊혀지지 않고 매일매일 입을 수 있는 옷. 그런 게 디자인 첫 번째예요.
One of the most prominent features of modern hanbok designs is suitability for everyday wear. For easy mobility, one's the full-length skirt now flares out to knee lengths, and the chogori top features a longer length.
요즘 생활 한복이 유행이고 디자인도 더 예쁘고 편하게 나와서 더 많이 찾게 되는 것 같아요.
Hip-length chogori blouse that can be worn with blue jeans is one of the best sellers. Young Koreans are making a fashion statement with colorful hanbok garments.
한국 분들도 계시지만 뭐 외국인 분들 타겟으로 사이즈가 오버핏도 나오고 있습니다. 저희가 그걸 개발하고 있어요. 그래서 저희는 상당히 앞으로 나가야 될 길이 멀고 또 비전도 있다고 생각을 합니다.
The recent hanbok boom demonstrates how traditional elements can be incorporated into modern clothing to create a timeless design.
한복이라는 것이 기존의 그런 고풍 의상이 아니고 현대 한국인들이 선택할 수 있는 여러 패션 아이템 중에 하나가 돼야 된다는 거죠. 그러면서 수직적이지 않고 수평적인 그런 문화가 될 때 오히려 한복이 진짜 발전할 수 있을 것이고,
그리고 어떤 면에서는 역설적으로 한복이 죽어야 한복이 사는 어떤 그런 새로운 우리의 경험도 해볼 수 있지 않을까 생각합니다.
Modern takes on hanbok have turned Korea's traditional dress into everyday wear. We look forward to the day the hanbok trend reaches a global audience.